2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Confessions with the Cougar and the Cub. This is your host, Justin Vandeventer.
And I am the better half of this podcast, Carrie, the Cougar Lazzarino.
This podcast, we are going to give you the male and female perspective on everyday issues and relationship problems.
And I'll give you the right answer from real ladies, just like myself, a true badass.
And I'll try to translate to you cavemen out there that don't quite understand women yet.
So let's dive in.
And enjoy this episode with the Cougar and the Cub. Hey guys, welcome to Confessions with the Cougar and the Cub. This is Justin Vandeventer. This is our first episode, and with me is my lovely co-host.
Hey, it's Carrie.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
You excited for our first episode?
I am. We've only been talking about it for a year.
Right.
It's how you wooed me.
Right. A little over a year.
Yeah.
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 This is a relationship that started on a podcast. Well, to start a podcast.
To start, yes. Like I clicked a photo of you and then immediately it was, hey, I have a podcast. And I'm like, hey, I want to be on a podcast. I want to start one. And then, that's kind of how it started. So a year later, we're finally doing it. And the name is flippin' hilarious. And I mean,
I like it.
I love it.
Our logo looks sweet.
Our logo is so good. Done by yours truly. And hey, I made it with Canva and Pinterest. So, if any of those two want to I don't know, sponsor us. I'm just saying.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice. Mama needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, should we tell them about our first date?
Yeah, or I don't know, maybe, that, but also we got to tell them about us, who we are.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Sure. All right. So I'm Carrie Lazzarino. I am the cougar in this relationship. 11 years to Justin. No, how do you say that? 11 years?
11-year difference.
11-year difference, yeah. So, and I don't usually go tootling around the playground, but, in this situation, I guess I did. And we try not to talk too much about all that because that seems creepy. But anyway, at 48 and you're 36, it's not as creepy. So I'm a mom to 4. I'm a grandma to 1. I'm a hairstylist and business owner. California native. Transplant to Minnesota the last 7 years. So, no, I did not come here for the weather. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. I like to be outside, worship the sun, pretty much all things. Yeah. Well, you saw you looking at my tan. Go on.
And I'm the cub in this relationship. I'm, like she said, 11 years younger. I love everything outdoors, sports.
Shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like to shoot animals.
Love the outdoors, hunting, fishing.
You're good at everything. Golf, bowling, disc golf, singing. You do it all.
I do it all.
It's crazy. You're like my unicorn.
I'm good at everything, great at nothing. That's what I always say.
Yeah, you're pretty damn good.
So, yeah. I have one daughter and about to inherit 4 other kids and a granddaughter.
What? You're going to inherit? How are you doing that? Do tell, Vandy. Do tell.
Yeah. In due time.
Ugh, whatever. Every time you go and tie your shoe, I'm like, is it? You pick up a penny. Is it? Is this the time? No. Damn it. Got my nails all did. I can't keep up with this shit. Ask already. Ask.
So yeah, like she said, she liked one of my pictures and I sent her a message and she found out that she cut hair and I was like, hey, I need a haircut.
Yeah.
And all this. And then
I was like, you're looking pretty homely.
Yeah. And then we started talking and I told you I had a podcast, and you were like, oh, I've always wanted to be on a podcast. I'm like, well, I'm actually hoping to start another one, but I wanted a female host.
And I was like, I could be that female.
And then I was interested, and so then we got to talking, and we were like, we should get together to see if we gel.
Well, let's be honest, though. Okay, so get together. I'm doing quote marks. Were you really thinking that was going to happen, or did you really think it was going to be a first-time date?
I really was looking. I was honestly just looking for the podcast.
Don't lie.
I'm serious.
Freaking lying right now.
I was attracted to you, big time.
Okay.
But
yeah, because you had seen me, like you had said, like I knew know your sister,
mm-hmm.
and so you had seen me. What did you say like all those years ago? I'd like to hear it. It's the mini narcissist.
I always thought you were hot.
Okay, there we go. Okay, just so our listeners could understand, because we're still waiting on our sponsors, so we don't have like video and all that. So like you can only guess like what we look like,
right?
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going with this now. I'm lost. Oh yeah. So then, yeah, we were gonna meet up just to see if we got along, and then it ended up just turning into a date.
An 8-hour date.
That we didn't even really talk about podcasts.
Not at all. Not at all. And then damn well you went home and you ran on your bed and you flipped this is the visual. You ran on your bed and you put your hands just like this, like underneath your chin and on your belly, and your legs are just flapping.
Yep, that was it.
And you were like, let me call my best friend Roddy. And you're like, Roddy, oh my God, I met this girl, this woman, and I'm a smitten kitten by her, right?
Oh yeah.
Meow.
There you go, hitting the mic again.
I know, I can't help it. Can I lick it? Oh, I already asked that. I didn't get the answer, though.
Yeah. So, yeah. Roddy.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the other podcast that I do is the Stupidest Podcast.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. Absolutely. Got to get that
All right, you guys better be doing that for ours, then.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I run that one with Roddy. Roddy's my best friend. So, like I said, I was doing another podcast at the time, that podcast. I still am doing that podcast with him. And I was looking to start another one.
Episodes always drop on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, and you guys talk
every other Monday.
Every other Monday, and you guys talk about
anything and everything. And
also always like you often have a comedian on.
Yep.
Because you guys are both aspiring comedians.
Yep.
Roddy likes to do stand-up in the Duluth, Minnesota area. Yep. Recently, didn't he do some stuff out in LA?
Yep.
I thought, yeah. You've done a couple stand-ups and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had you on.
Yeah. I was. Oh, what episode was that? 40.
Oh, I don't know.
I know.
I have to look.
But it did really well.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yes, it did.
And that was really neat to see people from all over the country listen in, and it went by so fast. It was like an hour or two, and
it's 2 hours.
I feel like we need to do a part 2 just to like kind of answer some other questions and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we definitely have to get you on again.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to have Roddy on this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
You know what we should do? Oh my god! Seriously, this is so good. No. Okay, sorry. I feel like you were like gonna stop me, and I'm like so excited about this. We should have women write in, and we do like a
dating.
Yes.
Oh, I like it.
I know. Okay, so must like big beards because he's got a big ass beard.
You know what we could do? We could have a segment on here eventually.
Yeah.
Of date this fella or date this lady.
Yeah. Date this beard.
We could have like our hot single of the episode.
Oh my god. Yes.
I like it.
I do too. Okay, so this is our first episode, so
we're brainstorming here.
We're shooting out the hip. I don't know. Whatever.
So yeah. So anyways, let's get to our first date. We get to our first date that wasn't even planning on being a date, but we went and met up and we were going golfing.
We were going golfing, and I've never golfed. Didn't really realize that you are a really good golfer. What's your handicap again?
I'm an 8 handicap.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
And for all those that don't know what that means, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all right.
Okay, whatever. All right. So we met, and first impression. Like, what was your first impression of you or of me?
I thought you were really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always attracted, so I mean, that was obvious, but...
Yeah. I pull up in the Jeep without doors.
Yeah.
Were you like, what the hell?
No.
Okay.
No, I was like, oh, this is definitely my kind of...
My kind of tea.
This is my kind of chick.
Okay. I saw you, and I remember when we were talking, you had said that you had a big butt. And I was like, the whole date, how am I going to, like, not grab his ass, but I needed to see it. Oh. Yeah, you're just moaning and groaning because you fell up the stairs tonight at dinner.
Uh-huh.
So some people fall down the stairs, but my baby falls up the stairs.
Yeah, this is the confession of the cougar and the cub, and I know I said that I'm the cub in this relationship, but if you actually hung out with us, I might be the cougar.
Oh, and then what do you always say about the cars? Like you're a remade car?
Oh, yeah.
Or...
You were looking for a newer model, and you just found a classic that was just repainted.
Yeah, it's like a Bondo and rust everywhere.
A lot of Bondo on this car.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, we went golfing, and then from there we went...
Antiquing.
No.
Okay.
We went and did returns.
Oh, that's right. Amazon returns.
Yeah.
Yes. I had a lot of Amazon returns. Anybody else? I feel like I have a relationship with my Amazon guy.
Yeah, I feel like you should know him by name.
Oh, I do. His name's Bill. He does. He's got 3 kids. He lives 20 minutes away, and he's a great fellow.
And then from there, we went to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were going to come back and get my truck. But then we went and stopped in Elk River and went to the antique shop.
Yeah. Yeah, that was super fun.
We went antiquing.
Which, mind you, I don't like antiques. Like, I don't like the smell of them. I don't like the wood. But I love to look at them. And I love, like, when we go antiquing and we look at, like, postcards. That's a lot of fun. If you haven't done that.
Postcard was awesome.
I know. And, it like, for people listening, if you haven't done that, a lot of, like, people when they die, like, their estate, you know, their family just brings it to, like, antique shops and whatnot. And when you look at postcards, like, people... Just the penmanship.
You remember when we saw it? We were like, postcards? Who would want a postcard? Then we started digging through them.
And it was so much fun.
And they were like, it was used postcards. Like, we found postcards from like 1880s.
Absolutely. When people like snail mail. Like, it was just crazy. It was that. I think that was like one of, and every time we go to an antique shop, I'm always like, I hope I can find postcards.
Because that was fun.
Well, and now kids, like, I think it's an option for them to even know cursive. I don't think they have to learn it.
I don't think they learn it at all.
So we're going to have all these, you know, kids that are going to be like NBA and like NFL stars, and like they're going to print their freaking, you know, name. They're not even going to know how to do a signature. I mean, there is no more checks. People don't have to write checks or cashier checks or money orders. Yeah.
I still do that.
You do?
I still have a checkbook.
Yeah. When you like to do your debit card and you go, oh, it works?
Yeah.
It was funny the other day. Yeah. People actually thought, what the hell? Oh, no.
Yeah, so then we went antiquing, and from antiquing, we went and got...
Did I cut your hair? Did I bring you to my shop? Did I cut your hair?
I think you cut my hair first, and then we went and got ice cream, right? Or did we go get ice cream and then cut my hair?
I can't remember, but you had never had Mexican ice cream, which it's so good. I don't know how to explain. It's thick. Can we get some tonight? If they're open?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
After we get done here.
Okay. Well, I better speed this up. I want some ice cream. A little bit of sweet tooth. What else?
And then that was it.
8 hours.
Yeah, we started,
Like 9 or 10.
Yeah, I think it was about 10 o'clock, and then we didn't, it might have been longer than 8 hours.
It was a long date. But I knew. Oh, and then, you know, one of our questions actually does lead up into our date. So can I get started and ask you that? Well, like, I kind of want to we also kissed. I felt like, you know, when you first meet somebody, I feel like you should just, like, get it on the, like, not get it on the table, but air it out.
Right.
Like, I need to know, like, is there going to be chemistry? Like, you know, because have you ever kissed somebody and it, like, sucked?
Oh, yeah.
It sucks.
Wait,
like,
you can tell right then and there that this isn't going to work out.
Right. Like, I remember, and maybe
the hard part about that is when it sucks, then you're like, shit, I just kissed her. Now, how do I get out of this?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so my suckiest kiss was like he kissed my teeth.
Ugh.
And like the tongue was all over my teeth.
I do that, but just as a joke.
You lick my face as a joke. Usually it's after dinner, but
Yeah. Well, snack.
So at least we got that out of the way. I was like, I need to know if like you're a good kisser, if we had chemistry, and yeah, I got the butterflies, and I still haven't stopped. So
nice.
I get so excited.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we do get into the questions, what we're going to do this episode is we've each got a couple of questions about a first date or just starting dating. But that's what this podcast is kind of mostly going to be about. We're going to give a male and female perspective on what's going on in a relationship, or if you have problems or troubles. And hopefully, eventually we'd like to get callers in here, emails, questions, all kinds of stuff. So if you guys can think of anything and want to send it in, we're on social medias right now, but eventually we'll get the email going. Do we have the email up yet?
Oh, we do. We do. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I haven't been checking it. It's terrible. I know it's on Instagram, so I will get that here. It is the Cougar and the Cub 67. So the Cougar and Cub 67. That's Instagram.
Okay.
And actually we have followers and messages now, so we need to be better about checking that. So
do we have an email?
We do, but you know what? That's might take me a little bit more longer. So just keep on rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a Gmail, so we'll get that. Oh, yes,
we do. So. Actually, I just remembered it's right here.
You got it?
Yeah, it's like right here. Here we go. Yes, the Cougar and Cub 76 at gmail.com.
Why do we have numbers?
You know, that's what happens when we get that's so funny because one is 67 and then one is 76. So maybe at some point we will try to combine those. But I don't know. I'm an Instagram lover. So personally, I would prefer just getting stuff at Instagram.
A message on Instagram?
Yeah. So the Cougar and Cub 67. And that's on IG. Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
So, yeah, you guys can send stuff over there if you're interested.
Yeah.
But, like I said, eventually we're going to get people of different lifestyles.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Should we talk about the lifestyle?
Not yet. We'll bring them.
Well, if you know
pay attention to the episodes, those are coming up.
And pay attention to the keywords.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
And if you know, then you know.
Right.
Okay.
So, it's going to get a little crazy on this podcast at times.
And also, one thing that I think it's kind of funny that we want to set our podcast apart is we're also going to do a funny goodbye. Each episode, we're going to say, can we talk about that?
Yeah, how we're going to end the episode.
Yeah, it's just going to be something kind of funny and random pickup lines or just what, I guess that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah, our favorite, a pickup line that we thought was funny.
Yeah.
Or
that maybe represents the podcast. So just something really, maybe it could be vulgar, dirty, doesn't matter. And if you have little ears, you might want to turn it down because it's we're not holding back. We're just balls to the wall. We're just going for it.
Right.
Yeah. This isn't your mommy and your daddy's podcast. It's your daddy's podcast, but I'm just saying. All right.
So
moving on.
All right. You wanna ask your first question?
Sure. Okay. This is actually, it's kind of a deep question. This would be probably a couple hours into the conversation. I probably wouldn't start with this, but I would want to know, when I'm going out with somebody for the first time, are you interested in children, in marriage? Where do you see yourself? And the reason I think I would ask that, and I do feel like it's a very in-depth question, I would want to know, if you don't see yourself being married, I guess depending on what, where I am in my life, do I see myself just dating just for shits and giggles? Or is this kind of, I don't know what the word would be, but just kind of like a casual relationship? Maybe it's just sex. Maybe it's just for fun, going out. Who knows?
So when would you ask this question?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
That's what the question is?
Yeah, no.
Well, when should you ask that?
No, because like, no, not when should you, but like maybe is it appropriate to ask that? Like in my
On the
opinion,
first date?
on the first date, yeah. Because I would want to ask.
I think it is appropriate. I think it's very appropriate, but I think you wait.
Well, yeah.
Like, you don't just come firing out.
Blurt out, like, hi, my name is Carrie. Do you want to have my kids?
Do you want to get married?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, because, I mean, that's going to drive the guy away.
Yeah. Why is that, though? Why is that? Like, why?
Because a lot of guys are scared of commitment.
They just want to just, like, have sex and be done and just be like, peace out?
A lot of them, I would say that. I mean, I'm not speaking for all guys here.
Have you been that way, baby?
No. But what that will do is, I think it sets up the mood for the guy. Like, this is all she wants.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of can freak a guy out at first.
I can see that. So
I think, but I definitely think it's a very important question. But I think you should wait towards the end.
Okay.
At least the last third of the date before you start laying kids and marriage on a guy.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know how to read a room, and so I definitely think I can do that.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of women out there that are
right. That they're just like maybe going to be
boom,
quick
boom,
about
boom,
that.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. All right, this isn't. You're not what I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe they're in their later 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, and they've been doing all the dating, and so now they're ready, to settle down again or whatnot. But yeah, I guess I'm not saying I would do it like that. I would definitely figure out, but yeah, I would that's one of those things that I would have to know right off the bat.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I agree. I think it's very important. Okay. But like I said, I mean, we're trying to, with this podcast, try to help.
Yeah. Okay.
Help the dating scene. So
yeah.
If you're a single woman, that's something that I would, as a guy, I would say you're more than welcome to ask, but put it towards the end of the date.
Okay, you hear that, ladies?
But don't put it at the very end of the date. Right.
If you want to drive them away, ask it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push it.
Awesome. All right. What's yours?
So my first question is, this is big on guys. You just had your first date. The date is over. You're on your way home. It was a great first date. How long do you wait before you call?
Oh my God. Okay.
So here's like the classic rule for guys.
Okay.
3 days.
What the fuck?
That's what we've been taught.
Who teaches you this?
That's what we've been told. That's what everybody says.
What age? When do you learn that? That's bullshit.
From like 7th grade. Like when you first start dating, they're like, you got to wait 3 days to talk to her now. That's
games. You know what we are doing those first 3 days? Well, we're planning we're writing our names with your last name on paper. What else are we doing? We're telling all of our friends about you. Yeah, like, I mean, I know girls, we're definitely, what is that saying? Something about like girls think with their heart or something, where guys think with obviously your, you know what, but yeah, no, 3 days is too long. From like women, like.
So is there too soon?
Okay, so what I would say is, say we end a date. Say, we're done and you end the date at like 11 p.m. I would say, like, the guy, I think if he's a good man, he would say, you know what, just shoot me a text. Let me know that you made it home safely. Like, I think that is really good. And then he can when she does that, then he can maybe follow up with a, hey, great, had a great time, tonight, whatever, love to see you again. Something like that. Like, that's done. And then maybe wait like 24 hours, but 3 days, no, because we're already thinking, well, what do we do? Because we overanalyze. Like, we legit do. Like, I'm going to think.
That's funny because guys do the same.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? What do you guys think?
Well, like I said, the 3 day thing.
But if you like them, tell them. But,
yeah.
But 12 hours or 24 hours.
You got to realize a guy is already set up. Like, we are been prepared our whole life for rejection.
That's right. I heard about H2. You guys hear it like all the time. Whereas girls, remember, we got.
You guys are set up on the pedestal from day one.
Yeah, our daddies do that. Yeah,
you're a princess. You've always been a princess. Always going to be a princess.
Always.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we don't
Where
get told.
Where a guy is, I got to ask the question, will you go out with me? Will you marry me? Will you do this? Will you do that? we're set up to hear no a lot in our life. So if in our heads that we think if we reply back too soon, we're just pushing you away.
But if you're already used to rejection, why not just do it?
Because some of us aren't accepting rejection. So
because maybe you don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it. So
I think somewhere between the 1 and maybe 2, I think would be okay. I don't want to be like questioning, because then it goes on like, okay, so once you do text us, hey, had a great time, when can I see you again? Like, do we reply back right away? Like, then that goes on to that. Like, I just feel like it's a game, Like, I mean, I get it. Like, I don't want you to just be like all on your phone. Like, if you text me back within like 10 minutes, I'm like, dude, do you have a job? Like, are you just sitting on your phone? Like, what are you doing? So I get that, but like,
so there is texting too much.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like multiple texts. Like I would much rather like a bigger, like kind of paragraph with like maybe 5 sentences than like you did one and let me finish up the next and then another one and send another one. Like I hate that.
I do that to you just to piss you off.
Is that why? You've done it since day one.
I'm terrible at it.
You are.
Yeah.
And then I don't always retext. So then I'll be like, I'll say something and then you're like, didn't you read it? I'm like, I did not. I in case you haven't I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And so I see shiny objects and then I'm gone. And look at a bunny out there. We did see one earlier. But yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, I don't like that answer. So I don't know. I think we need to break that 3-day, because I feel like most women, that's where we go. We kind of go, I'm not going to say we go crazy, but we're like, wow, here we go again, because some of us are like out there just trying to find our guy. I'm not saying like there's multiple serial daters type of thing, but like we want to know, and it's like, do we move on to the next one? If it's been 3 days, like, is that okay? I mean, yeah. Anyway, I don't know that we really like answered that one because I don't like the answer.
So the way I pick up from it is, if you had a good time, check in on her. Don't be annoying about it.
Yeah.
Keep it short, keep it sweet, and then wait the day to...
Okay.
Wait the 24 hours to set up a next date.
Perfect.
Okay.
When did we?
I think I just annoyed the shit out of you till you said yes.
I'll have to look through my Facebook messages or something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was a good one. All right. Who pays for the first couple of dates? Is it one of those where if like you as the man ask me, is it your responsibility because you asked, number one? Number two, because you're the man, and that is kind of like what us women are taught.
Well, I think you stole my question.
I'm sorry. Then you can steal back one of mine. I think I did.
You definitely did.
Well, you want to edit that out?
No,
okay.
We're good. The fumbles in the first episode.
Yeah, that's it right there.
You didn't draw a line through it.
I did not.
So, I guess to rephrase your question, kind of what I had was, if a guy goes or asks to go Dutch on the first date, does that hurt his chances on a second date?
Oh. Yeah, I think so. Because in my mind, you're cheap.
Yeah. And I think, well, I'm old school, so I think a guy should be paying for the first couple of dates at least. Until you build a relationship.
I'm going to remember that next time I go to Buca de Beppo. Okay? You're buying.
I paid.
I don't remember. Okay, yeah. Because I think, yeah, if it were the first date, definitely. I think you got to do it the first couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess it depends. And then I think it's okay to go Dutch. And like for us, like we're like in a, like we have a relationship, like a family now. So like for us, I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's just whatever. Yeah. Like I got it. You got it. Like I don't, it's just whatever now.
Yeah. The way, yeah.
Yeah. But that takes time.
Yeah. Because then it's not just hers or his, it's
ours.
theirs.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That was the easy one. Do you want to still one of mine?
No, you can ask your true second one now.
Okay. How many dates before sex?
Back to the rule. Guys have a rule.
I know that rule.
3. 3 dates.
3. God, it seems, because I don't want to call it, power, but like, God, it does suck. But then again, it's kind of like the kiss. Like, if it sucks, if I've invested like however many, weeks or dates into you and that shit blows, no pun intended, like, then what?
Right.
And I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so like 3. God, it just seems so soon, but like, I don't know.
Do you think it should be longer?
I mean, yeah, because like, I just feel, I don't know, like 3 does seem like, it seems too soon. But I do know that like a lot of men, that's like what you guys expect. And that's been kind of what we've been taught was a 3-date rule means sex. But I never... You didn't push.
I didn't push at all.
I think I pushed. But then we joke about that. Like, I am like the...
More aggressor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me. I was like, let's go in the woods. I'm going to take my cub. Which you didn't, so that was rude. But whatever. Yeah, but so do you think 3 is good?
I think you should wait a little longer.
Okay.
Because I think if the guy really wants a relationship with you, he's going to wait.
And he's not going to get mad.
Yeah, and he's not going to get mad. You're going to see the true guy if you let him wait.
Right.
Don't be a prude or anything like that by any means.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if you wait, the longer you wait, the stronger your connection, I think, builds.
Right. And I think that's actually what, like, we did. I don't think it was, like, the 3.
No, I know.
It wasn't, because we had that first week where we went out a bunch. And so we definitely passed that. And then, I think and I know you don't always like that I'm so honest, but I know in the past, like with my relationships, I've always used sex as like, and I think I didn't know it, but I used it as kind of like, well, I know I'm good, and God, if my kids are hearing this is crazy, but just knowing that was something that I knew I had, like, I shouldn't say pretty good skills, but I just knew, like, I know how, of course I'm 48.
Like,
yeah, exactly. And so, but not to say that I would just use that, but I felt like in a lot of my relationships, that was what the relationship was based on, was sex. Whereas like with us, like I look at like when we're together, like we can be in the car and we're holding hands, like that is intimate. And like, while, we do have obviously sex and stuff like that, like our relationship, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It was me licking it. I just feel like our relationship is that we have so much more depth than sex, where
right.
That's why I feel like we're going to stand the test of time. And it's like the tortoise and the hare, right? And like, I would say Rome wasn't built in a day. So I just feel like, if we can just, I don't know, I just feel like we have a strong connection because we didn't base our relationship on our physical attraction and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like what is they say, like men are thinking about sex, like how many times a day? Like there's a number. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at you right now, and like in a cartoon, it's like a pork chop or something. I'm looking at you. You got the apple in your mouth right
T-bone.
now.
Lunch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's to each their own, and 3-date is kind of like...
I think every situation is different, but like I said, I think the stronger relationships are the ones that have waited.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
if you rush it, then I think that's all your relationships becomes based off of.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, get to know the person first, I always say.
Right. I love it.
So, all right. My last question. Does his car or her car matter on a first date?
Okay. Like, meaning what they drive?
Like if he's driving a piece of shit, or if he's driving a nice-ass car, or...
He's got a nice whip.
Yeah, or if his car is a pigsty, or, you know... Or,
well, if his car's a pigsty, then I'm thinking his room is a pigsty, and then his house is a pigsty. And so, you know me, I'm not a messy person, so I would be turned off by that.
Right.
If you can't take the time, you knew a day or 2 or 3 ahead of the date that you were going to ask me out or we were going to go out, take the time to clean up and grab a trash bag and clean up your shit. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to have to like move your soda cans just to sit on the chair.
Now, what about if he has just a rusty old bucket of bowls? Does that affect the way you look at him?
I don't know. I mean, maybe not. No, I don't think so because, you know, we all know people that are pretty modest and not everybody who has money, you could tell that they have money, you know? And so, no, I don't think so. Like if he's asking me to go out and he looks nice and, you know, he has a job and he pays his bills, like, I don't know that I care about his car a whole heck of a lot. Like, ask Carrie when Carrie was 15. Absolutely, I cared about that shit. But no, as of now, I don't. I want to know you have a job and you can pay your bills and you're a good human and you're a good parent and you have good morals and a work ethic. I don't really care what you drive.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh.
I mean, turn the tables around. Do you care if the woman has a messy car or... you know, a jalopy?
I would say there's probably some things that might turn a guy off.
Yeah.
Like, if she still has, like, what looks like a high schooler's driving this vehicle.
I could see that.
He might go, this is reflecting her personality a little bit.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, if she's still rocking the fuzzy steering wheel...
She's got her little tassel from her graduation.
Like it's like, all right, this is time to grow up a little bit here.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't think about that.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a few things, but otherwise, no, I don't. I mean, as long as you, like you said, have a decent, I mean, it doesn't have to be, it could be a rusted piece, but if you show that you love it and it's what you've worked hard for to get and all this. And...
Well, I remember, I think it was Too Short once said, Too Short, the famous rapper, he said, don't go buying a $50,000 car before you buy a house. So, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Too Short in the house. So.
Yeah.
What's your last one?
I think it was, if, you know, like a first date, like what would be the most perfect date if you were to, like, I think we had like the perfect date, but like, let's pretend that never happened. Like what would be.
Well, we had an 8-hour date that we did multiple things. So
I know.
We had like 8 dates in one date.
Yeah, I know. So not everybody could be as fortunate as we. So if you can think of, like, what do you think would be the most perfect date? Like, what would.
Well, let's start off with what would be a bad first date.
Okay.
And I think going to the movies is typically the worst first date you could go on.
Yeah, because you don't have any, you can't talk to them.
You can't talk, you can't connect, you can't.
Well, and I'm a popcorn whore. Like, whore. Like, I do not just like, I am not going to eat 3. Like, I don't, I get that you see me with the napkins. Like, I will eat almost the entire, what are you looking at the clock for? What are you looking at? You got a hot date? I don't like it.
Ice cream is what I was thinking about, all right? I was trying.
I'm kidding. Oh, they're probably going to close. My damn phone. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, movie. That would not be good.
I think dinner is a good first date. Maybe a cup of coffee. Golfing was great.
Golfing was great.
Because then you're really talking to somebody, and I think for the girl, it's good for her as well, because now you get to see if he gets frustrated, if he gets irritated, if he gets angry, if he gets abusive.
If he's dropping the F-bombs like I was today.
So.
Damn it. Yeah.
So I think that's actually a great first date for both of you.
Is like kind of like something sporty.
Yeah.
Like there's pickleball, maybe volleyball, miniature golf.
Yeah, miniature golf would be good. I don't know about volleyball or pickleball because that's a little too. You can't do a sporting
you
activity.
Talk with them.
Yeah, you got to do like a slow paced kind of.
Well, and if you're good at golf or like miniature golf, like I'm gonna be like, what else is he good at?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Bowling.
No, bowling, there's nothing sexy about bowling. Like I like watching you bowl because I like to watch you from the back. But
yeah, but I mean just going to bowling for like a first date.
Yeah, but then like we gotta wear the shoes and it's awkward and like I don't know your sisters are good bowlers. Like I'm not a good bowler and I'd be like embarrassed, like, oh my God, this girl sucks. I don't know. I don't think bowling would be a good one.
No?
Like if you had asked me to go bowling, I'd be like, I'd rather not. Personally.
I would never do it just because
Because you're so...
I told you.
I know. Because why?
I have 8 bowling balls and I'm not wheeling in. Because, A, I'm not using a house ball and a house shoes. I'm bringing my shit. And it
Humble much?
It looks, well, you look like a total nerd when you bring it in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that on a first date.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah, that wouldn't be my first choice either.
So
what about like drinking though? Because like, if I'm like, hey, or if you say, hey, do you want to, grab a drink? Like you don't drink. And like, I don't really either. So like, I kind of feel like if somebody were to ask that.
That's why I said a cup of coffee would be good.
Yeah, a cup of coffee would be good. But a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't drink coffee though.
Yeah, but they have other things there that you can. They got tea, they got smoothies and all that.
Cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Cake pops.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about just going on a walk?
I love that. That'd be great. But you got me that walks really fast and you that doesn't. How do you know that keep the pace? But then even walking, you're sideways. And so is that awkward? What if you get sweaty?
Never deterred you. I sweat on them. I wheeze.
Carry your asthma inhaler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think you got to lead into that, though. I don't know if walk would be the first one.
I wouldn't mind a little walk.
Really? As a first date?
Yeah.
I just think, like, where do I put my hands? I don't know.
I don't know, Ricky Bobby.
Like right now, I'm just trying to like hold my hands anywhere because like I'm a fidgeter, you know that, and then I'm Italian, so I like talk with my hands, and I feel like I just don't know what to do with my hands. So, like, where do I put them?
So, what do we lean on? Where are we at with the first date? Pretty much dinner.
I think probably dinner. What about comedy? Because you like comedy, so would something like that good, or like a concert?
No.
Okay.
Because that's a movie. Same thing as a movie, I think.
Yeah, but I think that like say
that could
concert,
be in the night. Maybe you start with like, let's meet up and
do dinner
and then go to a show or something.
Yeah.
After you connected a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
But the bad thing about that is, say the dinner doesn't go well. Now you got.
Oh, true. And what if the other person put out like a lot of money? Say it was a concert or a good comedy show, and they spent $60 plus. COVID.
Right. So
glad that's over.
That's why I would say just meet up for
dinner or coffee.
Okay. It's wham bam.
There it is. And then it could be quick. And if you feel like you want to have another thing, you can maybe go for a walk or something like that. Or, I don't know, go to the park and feed the ducks.
All right, I got one last question.
Okay.
What is the best way to get out of a date? So now we met up for coffee, we met up for dinner or something, and she goes, would you like to go to a concert? I got tickets and all that. And the guy doesn't, or the other way around. You didn't.
Oh, my.
How do you get out of that? Without being a complete asshole.
So I think that is, you have to talk with your homegirl or your homeboy, in the beginning, and you have to, say, okay, I'm going out on this date with this guy or girl, and like hour and a half in, that's when you have to have them texting or calling. And so you got to have a backup plan just to be on the safe side.
So you do the fake call.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, well, first off, actually, I was going to use my kids, which I know is really bad because then suppose something happens, for real. But
Right.
You could always say that. But yeah, have one of your friends, call and, and then you have some code words,
Right. Come up with a good story.
Yeah, for sure. Just in case, because, yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So you would do that?
Yeah.
I feel like you had an excuse. I'm kidding, you didn't.
So.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, I think that was episode 1.
High five.
Nice.
You hit the thing.
Yeah, it's because you always want to fidget, touch, and run. And
I know.
done everything but jumping jacks in here.
I know.
So yeah, that was episode 1. Kind of a little bit what we're going to get into in these episodes.
Yeah. Random stuff.
Yeah. Try to make dating a little more fun, a little more easier.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get people to come in and talk about problems that they've had.
Yeah. I love that.
So.
And then you can get to know us, and we're just a couple of weirdos that, I don't know. We just love each other, and we have fun making each other laugh.
Absolutely.
And you're always so, like, you laugh at everything.
Yeah.
And you do big laughs.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, your
I don't
laughs...
hold back.
You don't. Your laughs are so big that sometimes I'm like, oh, wasn't that funny?
It was definitely funny.
You laugh at everything, though.
Yeah. I laugh if it's good.
No, you laugh at everything.
Not everything.
But I love that you do that. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode.
Yeah. So if you did, like, comment, share wherever you're listening to this podcast. It helps with the algorithm. It helps our podcast, helps grow our podcast. Go on our socials, follow us, comment, share everything on there if you can. Like I said, it helps big time with the podcast.
It does.
So, and we muchly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
When we started doing this podcast, when we were coming up with it, even on the ride here, I think we just came up with it on the ride here. We were trying to figure out how can we close our show and how do we want to. With my podcast, on the Stupidest Podcast, we always did a dedication to a comedian, which doesn't really fit the style of this
Not at
podcast. So what we both decided on this one is we're going to tell you one of our favorite pickup lines.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it should be like, do we both do it?
I think you can tell you yours, and I'll tell you mine.
Okay, so mine is pretty dirty.
Ooh.
So, but you know me already, so I am pretty dirty. So, here goes. Teamwork makes the beans squirt.
I like it.
You're welcome.
And mine is, are you a magician? Because when I look at you, everyone else disappears.
Aww. This is much how our relationship is. You're like so emotional, and I'm just like, take off your pants.
Yeah.
Come here, baby. And you're like, I'll cuddle you.
Yeah. I think yesterday you asked, I think you're the emotional ones in this relationship. I go, I'm definitely the more emotional.
Yes.
Absolutely, I'm the more emotional one in this relationship. So,
we had fun.
I had a blast. This was a lot of fun. So this is episode 1.
There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. We did it.
Yes.
And we're going to come out with our podcast on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday. Is because we talked about it, right? Because
are we doing every other? Or are we going to do a weekly?
Well, I guess we can figure that out. But the reason why we chose Wednesday is because it's hump day. And
we're going to help you hump your way over it.
There you go. Week. And we better go so we can go hump it out. So if you liked what you heard,
give us a follow.
Like and follow and share.
Like, follow, share, comment. Thanks for listening to Confessions with the Cougar and the Cub. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.